So we gotten a lot of requests for the Vikings need to trade for Allen Robinson video, because usually every single trade rumor, every single free agent, every single draft pick, we're on it like a bee in heat. But I don't know, this one, yeah. Even though, yes, frankly, I am sick and tired of the Vikings not making big splashy moves and trading for proven star players, just going all in on the season. Sick of it. I'm cutting up my tickets. And yes, the Vikings have no cap space, and they've already flipped a bunch of picks for Yannick Ngakoue, and they have much more pressing needs than wide receiver. But at the same time, F it. Football's supposed to be fun. Why the hell not? Should the Vikings trade for disgruntled Bears wide receiver Allen, Jerome, Ezekiel Robinson? And I can already hear the Bears won't trade him in division. Well, they will for the right price, right? Also, Spielman and moron Ryan Pace, the GM of the crooked Chicago Bears, already go way back like chiroprac. The Bears traded their 2021 fourth rounder to the Vikings for the Vikings 2020 fifth round pick, number 155 overall, Travis Gibson, the edge rusher out of Tulsa, who I really liked, by the way. Probably could use him, but yeah. But Allen Robinson, if he does come to the Vikings, he'll follow the long pipeline of Bears to Vikings wide receivers, and Marcus Robinson, Bernard Berry, and Bobby Wade and Devin Rome should do. I understand all of them were free agent signings, but you know, we're just trying to reverse the polarity after Cordero went to Chicago. So let's talk about the future Vikings Hall of Fame wide receiver today. So Allen Robinson is a dude, man. He doesn't necessarily get the respect that he's due. He's basically got like a diet Larry Fitzgerald career going on, where Bortles and Trubisky, great, cool. But he's 6'3", 220. Just turned 27 years young in August. Former three-star recruit from the Michigan area. Was part of Penn State's 2011 class. Now, that class was the last one before poop really hit the fan at Penn State with the Sandusky and Paterno stuff. But Allen Robinson, he stuck it out, and he starred for 2 years of sanctions and was a beast for Bill O'Brien. Hence, there's been a lot of talk of Allen Robinson to the Texans talk, right? So 2012, 2013. True sophomore in 2012. He had 77 catches, 1,018 yards, and 11 touchdowns. Junior, big time. Also, this made true freshman Christian Hackenberg. 97 catches, 1,432 yards, and 6 touchdowns. Two-time first-team All-Big Ten, consensus All-American 2013. Was part of the Big Ten All-Decade team. Was just an absolute stud. So you got this big, physical wide receiver, just catches everything in his vicinity. And when he does it with Matt McGloin and Christian freaking Hackenberg, you realize that the degree of difficulty is way up there. So even back to college, you feel bad for Allen Robinson. Combine, 4.6 40, it's whatever. A big-bodied outside the numbers receiver. It's speed does not equal separation. We've seen that time and time again. But great size, great agility, explosive AF, and was getting it done. Jaguars decided to take him at 61 in 2014. Now, remember, that was the draft that they took Blake Bortles at 3. And then they also drafted Marquise Lee, the often injured receiver from USC, who is either out of the league or is on the Patriots injured reserve, one of the two. They took him at 39, and then Allen Robinson was just like the afterthought. Allen Robinson was like the Amazon add-on, because do you remember before Amazon Prime, you had to spend over $25 to get free shipping. So you buy something that was like $22, and then you actively look for something that was $4, and you're just like, that was Allen Robinson for the Jaguars that year. But he busted out, was a star. 2015, 80 catches, 1,400 yards, and 14 touchdowns, tied for the NFL lead in touchdown catches, made his only Pro Bowl that season. Ended up tearing his ACL 2017. That was his final year in Duval. He signed a 3-year, $42 million deal with the Bears in free agency 2018. It's currently in the final year of his deal, making $10.9 million base salary. And here's the thing, too. I can already hear, well, he obviously wants out of town, so he's a diva, just like Diggs. No. Allen Robinson is definitely locked down. He's definitely a good soldier. There's not an ounce of diva in him. Well, maybe a little bit, because all wide receivers have a little bit of diva. I mean, Thielen's got some diva in him, right? So, no. This is the first. This contract kerfuffle is the first we've ever heard him unhappy, and also it's not uncommon. So it's not like he just signed a big-time deal, and then all of a sudden he's unhappy with it, like Stephon Diggs. And like, there's no Antonio Brown, like there's no ego here. It's not like that. Also, Robinson, like we said, had to deal with a lot of poop at the quarterback position. Matt McGloin, Hackenberg, Bortles in Jacksonville, Trubisky Ponder in Chicago. So you can kind of understand that you're looking at Allen Robinson, who's going to be 28 next season, already still firmly in the prime of his career, wants a big-time deal, wants a better quarterback, and then he can get all the accolades that he sees. Because, I mean, Allen Robinson is on the same level as a Michael Thomas, as a Nuke Hopkins, as Adam Thielen, except is just not in as good of a situation. He just is not. But for the Vikings, he's only made one Pro Bowl, but like I said, he's big, physical, big-bodied, explosive receiver with absolute great hands, huge catch radius. He's phenomenal. So obvious hurdle for the Vikings, cap space. So Ben Gessling, Star Tribune, reported that the Vikings have $2.468 million in cap space. That's a little bit more than the $57,000 that they used to have after the Cooks extension and the Kendricks restructure, but would have to pull some magic out of the hat to fit in his prorated $10.9 million base salary, or work with the Bears, blah, 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 or extend him to a big money deal that he deserves, lower his 2020 cap hit. There's ways around it. It's almost like the cap is like a fable or something made up to scare children. I don't know. Trade compensation. Obviously, you're going to have to add a little bit of extra love because it's in division. You're going to have to grease the wheels a little bit more. Shame that the 2021 second round pick is already gone, part of the NEED deal, which that's what I would have led with. Maybe not even that high, because frankly, the Bears only have him under contract for one more year. The cat is out of the bag that he wants out. So if they do move him, their leverage is pretty nil, right? And their 2021 fourth round pick and say the pride of Northern Illinois, Chad Beebe, let him come home, and the cats and the cradle and the silver Chad Beebes, right? So, I mean, that's a decent starting off point. Like, they get a wide receiver in return. Sorry, I can't. And also, they get their fourth round pick back that they sent to the Vikings as part of the trade up this year. Sure. I mean, the Bears aren't getting a 1. They're probably not getting a 2 unless Belichick does something stupid again. Because remember, he is the guy who traded a 2 for Mo friggin' Sanu. But you never know there. But yeah, the Bears, if they get a 3rd for Allen Robinson, I would be a little bit surprised. No, 2, I'd be surprised. 3rd sort of makes sense. So the Vikings giving them back their 4th round pick as well as Chad Beebe. Sure. And even though I love Olabisi Johnson, I love Justin Jefferson as well. If you put Allen friggin' Robinson with Adam Thielen, they're already going to be the best wide receiver duo in the league. You throw in Jefferson and BC as a bonus add-on. Sure. Get after it. And I know the Vikings have more issues at cornerback. Can Allen Robinson play cornerback or guard? Like, who cares? Like, if you have an opportunity to upgrade a part of your rooster, why the hell not? Do that up. And also, I mean, God forbid if anything happened to Adam Thielen, like alien abduction yet again. Like, what are you going to do? All right, so that's it. Your thoughts on Vikings should trade for Allen Robinson. Let us know in the comment section below. Subscribe for daily Vikings takes. Want to support that work? Pull us on the Venmo. But until next time, Skull, production value.